aren't you sad all the time because you don't have any friends? You're so focused on keeping up with the hustle and bustle of New York City that you forget to actually take care of yourself. You all should be romanticizing your life. We should call it a mental health toolkit. The city is crazy and the city will drive you crazy. Hey guys, it's Thomasina. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, thanks for tuning in. So I feel like it's been a while since I actually had like a sit-down conversation with you guys. I've just been pushing out vlogs, which I hope you guys have been enjoying, but I haven't had like a real, I guess, heart-to-heart with you guys in a while, and so I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's near and dear to my heart, and I think that the issue is super prevalent here in New York. So today we're going to be talking about mental health. While I love giving you guys a sneak peek into my day-to-day life as a model here in New York City, I also want to encourage you all and help you eliminate the fears that may be in the back of your head, the self-doubt, the self-pity, anything that may be deterring you for really fulfilling your life's purpose and going for your dreams. I want to help you guys achieve that, and a major part in one's success and achieving their goals is ultimately their mental health. So when I moved to New York City, I actually surprisingly got this question a lot. People were asking me like,
oh, well, aren't you so lonely in New York? Like, aren't you sad all the time because you don't have any friends and you're away from your family? Like, how do you deal with being lonely? Do you ever feel depressed living in New York by yourself?
And honestly, all those questions are valid. You hear so many stories of people moving away from New York City because it was just too overwhelming, too chaotic, and they just, you know, couldn't cope with it. You hear, unfortunately, of a lot of stories of people who have committed suicide at major New York City attractions like the Vessel. And with all the chaos of the world, especially given 2020, I think it's super important that we address our mental health, that we take care of our mental health, and that we maintain it as a priority. Don't put it on the back burner. In New York City, it can be so easy to just forget about your mental health and your physical health and just your overall wellness because you're so focused on going for your goals, you're so focused on trying to achieve your dreams, you're so focused on keeping up with the hustle and bustle of New York City that you forget to actually take care of yourself. And that is what we don't want to do, guys. So today I'm coming to you all with some advice about how I maintain my mental health here in New York City, how I stay sane in this crazy city that we all love so much. I am going to share some things that I do, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you guys as well. To be completely honest and transparent with you guys, since moving to New York City, I have legitimately been the happiest I have ever been in my entire life. I just know that this is where I'm supposed to be in this present time. I know that I'm walking in my purpose, and I know that I am en route to achieving all that I've set out to achieve. And I know I'm probably gonna get some comments like,
oh, you're romanticizing New York, or you're romanticizing your life.
Which you all should be romanticizing your life. You all are the main character of your own life. But I am just genuinely happy in New York City, and hey, New York may not be the place for you. New York is not the place for everyone, but I can honestly say I'm so happy that I'm walking in my purpose, and I'm so happy to be here. And if I can help anybody watching this video feel encouraged to move to New York City or to feel happier in New York if they're already living here, that is what I want to do. Some of the following suggestions are personal strategies that I have used to keep me happy, healthy, and at peace in New York City. I understand that mental health looks different for everyone, and some underlying issues may require professional help or things beyond what I have mentioned. I'm not a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm only sharing these strategies as a response to those who have questioned my happiness in the city. Please consult your doctor or other mental health counselor for professional advice. So coming in at number 1, this is in no particular order of like preference. My first tip to you guys would be to be active. Working out is definitely something that helps me relieve stress. It keeps me in shape. It keeps me looking good, which in turn makes me feel good about myself. And sometimes when I'm stressed out, I just like to put on my headphones and run. And just run with no destination. And just keep running. gonna just keep running until I can't run anymore. And you guys, it is such an amazing stress reliever. And even if you're not a runner or you have a physical disability that disables you from being active in that way, take a slow walk around the park and people watch. Listen to the birds chirping. Listen to people's conversations. One thing that I actually found out recently, I've always ran with headphones in, even though I know that that can be kind of dangerous, but my headphones, as I mentioned before, they have the hear through feature on them, and I'll if I can find the link to them, I'll tag them under this video. But my Jobber Elites have the hear through feature, so when I'm running I can play music and still kind of listen to my surroundings. But recently I've started running without headphones, and it's even more peaceful than you would have thought, because I get to hear the birds chirping, I get to hear kids laughing and playing on the playground, I get to hear people's conversations, which sometimes it's the craziest conversation, and it just gives me a laugh and kind of brightens my mood. But it's so nice to just listen to my surroundings and be more present in what I'm actually doing. It's all about being connected to this world that we're living in, because I feel like with our cell phones and technology and everything, we can become so detached from ourselves, from our peers, from our environment in general. And so definitely walking around the neighborhood, running around the neighborhood, just even sitting in the park and listening to your surroundings is definitely really peaceful. That all falls under the umbrella of being active. You see so many people utilizing city bikes here in New York City. I'm personally not a biker, but if biking is something you like to do more than running or walking, try out city bike. As New Yorkers, we do a lot of walking around anyway, from destination to destination, but when we're walking, we're not really intentional about how we're moving our body. We're just walking so fast trying to get to the next destination, not really paying attention to our surroundings. So when you set aside individual separate time to actually walk with the intentions of working out, walk with the intentions of it being beneficial to your physical health, I think that plays a difference, because then you can really sit there and be present with your thoughts and thinking, instead of thinking about, oh, am I going to make it to this place on time? Oh, am I going to make it to work on time? This time that you've set aside specifically for working out is dedicated to you and your thoughts and your wellness. All that to say, my first tip would be to find some way to be active in your lifestyle. You don't want to get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of New York City that you forget to take care of your physical health, because neglecting your physical health can lead to neglecting every other facet of your life, and that's what we don't want to do, because that's how you get into that mental health downward spiral that we're trying to avoid. And if you're worried about either paying for a gym membership or paying for a city bike, you guys, if you download Meetup or join like fitness workout groups on Facebook, you will find that there are plenty of free workout groups around the city where they'll just meet at a random park in the city, and someone volunteers their time to help train everyone that comes to this group meeting. So just do your research and find it. It is definitely out there. It definitely exists. No more excuses, you guys. The second thing that helps me stay sane in this city is actually working a job that I love. The whole reason I moved to New York City was for my career, to pursue my career in modeling, and I absolutely love it. I can't see myself doing anything else for the rest of my life. And because I love it so much, I'm happy that I get to be here doing what I'm doing. I'm very much aware that there are certain circumstances in each person's lives that may prevent them from working a job that they love, but you guys have to be creative out here. We are in the information technology age where literally anything that you want to know, anything you want to learn how to do is so easily accessible from your phone, from your computer. It's all on the internet, it's all on Google, it's all on YouTube University. You guys, if you don't go out there and get some kind of certification, if you're saying, oh, you can't work your dream job because you don't have this certification, if you don't go online and Google and try to figure out how to get the certification that you need, if you guys are waking up every day going to a job that you absolutely hate, that becomes depressing. To live most of your life waking up every day going to a job that you don't like. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I want everyone to be happy in what they're doing. I want everyone to find joy in whatever job that they're doing. So if you don't know what your dream job is, if you don't know what you would enjoy doing, take the time to sit out and write out everything that you enjoy eating. Oh, sorry, I'm always thinking about food, y'all. Take the time to write out everything that you enjoy doing, whether that be drawing, whether that be mentoring, whether that be eating, because people literally are making careers out of that now. People are making money through social media by going to restaurants around the city and giving their reviews about the kinds of food that's served at this restaurant. So if you love eating, try your hand at that. You guys, literally, I always say, anything that you want in this life is yours. You just have to claim it, and you have to work for it, and you have to figure out how to get it. Yes, it's going to be difficult. Yes, it's going to be difficult. Yes, there are going to be certain limitations. Yes, there may be a shortage in your particular field. But if you want it bad enough, you will achieve it. So yeah, find what you love to do, and then find a job that surrounds that. If you are physically active, working your body, taking care of your physical health, and working a job that you enjoy going to every day, those are two factors that can definitely play a positive role in your mental health. The third thing that I do to maintain my peace and happiness here in New York City is, when I moved here, I found places that I enjoyed being. I found places that brought me peace. I found places that brought me happiness. One of those places being City Pups. I have an entire vlog of me going to check out City Pups and like showing you guys what it is and what you can do there. But basically, City Pups is like a pet store where you can go to shop for your pet, or you can go buy a dog. And before you buy the dog, they allow you to play with the dog in the little playpen area and just like, you know, cuddle them, love on them or whatever. And it definitely, if you're a dog person, it will definitely raise your spirits. So whenever I'm like bored or like feeling down or just like missing my dog, I'll go to City Pups and pick out whichever dog I want to play with and play with that dog for like 30 minutes, and I will feel so much better, you guys. I literally love City Pups so much. It's free. It's literally, it doesn't cost you anything. You don't necessarily have to go there and buy a dog. Another place that I love going, you guys know because it's always in my vlogs, I love going to the piers. Anywhere I can find water in New York City, I'm always like walking towards some kind of pier. It's usually never the same pier. I like to hop around the city, but just sitting by the water and people watching, it just brings me so much peace, and I always feel like an immense amount of gratitude just being able to live in this city and just experience the beauty of the city, because you guys, the city view over the water is so beautiful. And most of the piers have like a running trail that you can run along, so I like to run along those trails as well. And if I'm not in the mood to like work out, sometimes I'll just sit and watch people run, and that's fun too because they do be having some cute guys on the trails, but that's beside the point. And if I'm not sitting at the piers, if I don't feel like trekking all the way to one of the piers, sometimes I just like sitting in the park and people watching. If it's a nice sunny day outside, I'll go sit in Prospect Park or Fort Greene Park and literally just people watch, or literally just watch the clouds as they float on by. Sometimes I'll bring my journal and like write it out. Sometimes I'll bring my camera and come talk to you guys. But just sitting there and being present, being intentional with my breath work, and just being one with nature. I really think since moving to New York City, I feel like I was searching for those trees and searching for the greenery, and so now I feel like I've become really attached to nature, and I'm just drawn to water. I'm drawn to large parks with large greenery and everything. Maybe that's me trying to find a little bit of North Carolina here in the city, so that's why I'm so appreciative of the greenery. Another place that brings me peace, places would be restaurants. You guys watch my channel. If you follow me on Instagram and you watch my Instagram stories, you know I'm literally always going out to eat because I don't enjoy cooking, and so I don't like to indulge in things that I don't enjoy doing. That's my form of treating myself. I don't do a lot of shopping. I don't do a lot of other spending, so a portion of my money definitely does go towards eating out, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It makes me happy. I enjoy trying new restaurants, and although I'm a picky eater and I pretty much eat the same thing every single time, I just prefer it when other people cook it. So going out to eat is definitely something that brings me joy and makes me happy, even if I have to do it by myself. I've become so comfortable with my own presence and my own company that it doesn't even bother me to go out to eat by myself. And that is true happiness. Okay, moving on to the fourth thing I like to do to help me stay sane in this crazy city. I like to go out and attempt to meet people. We all know that it can be very, very difficult to make friends, especially as an adult who's no longer in school or no longer in an immediate group setting where making friends is usually easier. It can be hard. If you guys want a more detailed video about how to make friends in a new city, specifically New York City, definitely check out the video that I've already created on that. I give you a lot more tips than in this video about how to foster those relationships. So yeah, definitely check that out. New York City, as I've mentioned in plenty of my videos, is very, very lonely. And if you don't have at least one friend out there that you can go to that understands what you're going through here in the city, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult. Take it from me, I've had the same like 3 friends for most of my life, and so when I moved to New York City, I already knew that it was going to be fairly hard for me to create more friendships because I was so used to having those friends back home. But they didn't understand what I was going through. They've never lived in New York City a day in their life. Some of them have never even been to New York City, so they don't understand the stresses, they don't understand the complexities of the city, they don't understand a lot of the complaints that I have about the city. So it's so nice to have people here who understand what I'm going through, who understand why I'm complaining the way that I am, and that just get it. So I really, really recommend finding your tribe here, or at least finding one person. I still haven't found my tribe. I haven't found my group of go-to friends here in the city, and it's gonna be 2 years in December, but I'm not down about it. I'm not sad about it. I've definitely found my individual friends that I know I could call up if I needed, and I know that in time my tribe will just come together naturally, and I'm really excited for the day that that happens. But until then, I'm going to continue going to different events and just trying to meet new people. I think a good habit of mine that I've been using to go out and meet people is really exploring my hobbies, really exploring things that I like to do, and then finding other people in the city who also like to do those things, and then coming together. For example, I started roller skating during the pandemic last year, and so I was going to a lot of roller skating meetups, and I was able to meet a lot of dope, cool people at those meetups, and we still hang out to this day. We still go roller skating together, and that was just from learning one of my hobbies or picking up a new hobby. So find things that you enjoy doing, even be interested in trying new things. Download the Meetup app and find other people who are also interested in those things and come together. I am an introvert, guys. I know it may not seem like it from my videos, but if you meet me in person, like, people will tell you that I'm not like this super outgoing extroverted personality. I'm super introverted, and it can be difficult for me to make friends. So if I can go out and force myself to go to these events by myself to meet people, I have faith that you can do it too. If doing that may seem a little tough for you, start out on social media. Reach out to people via Instagram or TikTok. TikTok is major for finding friends these days. I went to a TikTok meetup recently called No More Lonely Friends. If you guys haven't checked out that blog, definitely check it out. It was a dope meetup. I can't tell you how many friends I've met via Instagram, and we connected and bonded so well on Instagram that when we met in person, it felt like we had already met before. It felt like we had known each other for the longest time. So social media is such a great tool these days, and I highly, highly, highly recommend you use it if you're an introvert like me, and it'll be an easier baby step into this social world. Number 5 on my list would be to find a therapist. I know that there are a lot of negative connotations, I guess, with people who are in therapy, that you may come off as crazy, or that you may come off as mentally ill or mentally disturbed. But no, the fact that you are seeking out a therapist actually shows that you care about your health, you care about your mental health, and you're intentional about just being a healthier person overall. Nobody even has to know because it's none of their business, but find a therapist. It's so funny, you'll be walking around New York City, you'll hear people's conversations as they walk by, and like everybody's mentioning,
my therapist told me this, or oh, I was just talking to my therapist the other day.
Like, it literally seems like everybody has a therapist in New York City because you need it. Like, this city is crazy, and this city will drive you crazy if you are not taking care of your mental health, you guys. So if you feel like you need to talk to someone, an outside source other than a family member or a friend, I would highly suggest getting a therapist. They have apps like BetterHelp, which I've never used, but I hear good things about it. I can't personally tell you how good it is, but I would just say do your own research, vet it out, see if it's good for you, and if it is, then try it out. That's all I can say on that. If therapy is something where the price might be an issue, I can suggest you look for therapists on Psychology Today and search specifically for therapists with a sliding scale rate. Hopefully you will be able to get the lowest rate that they offer. If you have insurance, see if mental health services are covered or reimbursed by your insurance as well. And the last thing I had on my list was incorporating journaling. Journaling definitely changed my life because I realized that not everybody has the mental capacity or the energy to always receive your vents, like when you have to vent to people, because I'm someone who always likes to talk out my problems. I never let things dwell in me because, again, that can contribute to being stressed out and can negatively impact your mental health. So I personally like to talk about my feelings, but sometimes my friends or my mom or my dad, they're not available to receive I call it emotional dumping, but sometimes people don't want to be emotionally dumped on, so you gotta emotionally dump in your journal. That's what the journal is for. So I literally just write everything that I'm feeling, everything that I'm thinking, everything that I want to say out loud, but I can't. I just put it all in the journal, and you guys, it's like word vomit. I feel so much better once it's all released out onto the paper. It literally feels like a weight is off my shoulders. Granted, this may not be an effective method for everyone because years ago, I hated journaling. I couldn't do it. My hand would always hurt. I didn't see the benefit of it. But here we are now, years later, and I'm utilizing it. So you never know. Try it out. It may work for you. It may not. But I had to throw it in here because it's definitely helping me now here in New York. An honorable mention that I want to say has also helped contribute to my happiness and my overall positive thinking in life and my mental health has been reading and listening to podcasts, you guys. An upside to the pandemic, I guess, is that I had so much time sitting still that I started picking up books and I started reading again. Now I read 2 books a week and it's absolutely amazing. I personally like to read nonfiction self-help books. I like to read books by millionaires, people who are really successful in their lives. Napoleon Hill is one of my favorite authors just because, you know, his mindset, the way he encourages people to think about their lives and how their thoughts control their overall lives and their overall happiness and well-being. I think it's so powerful. So I would highly recommend starting to read. Start reading up on people who are doing what you would like to be doing in life. Start reading on people who have already achieved what you would like to achieve in life. Start listening to podcasts of people who are doing what you would want to be doing. Listen to mental health podcasts. Anything to, you know, keep you encouraged and keep you on track to excelling in your life, excelling in your career, because ultimately, you know, we spend most of our time dwelling in our career. So we want to make it something we enjoy. We want to make it something that we love. So dedicating that time to reading and listening to podcasts surrounding whatever you're interested in can be beneficial to your mental health. I just wanted to share a few of those things with you guys because I was surprised at how often I got asked that question, what do I do to maintain my mental health here in New York City? And like I said, you guys, I have been the happiest I have ever been. I can honestly say that it's rare these days that I get upset upset. Like, you have to do a lot to make me upset right now, and I think it's just because I've changed my overall mindset. I've changed my overall attitude about life. I'm here walking in my purpose. I'm here doing what I'm supposed to be doing, what I love to be doing, and I feel good about it. There are a lot of books that I have read that have ultimately contributed to this new positive way of thinking that I have. If you guys go to my Instagram page, I have a highlights tab on my page entitled Book Ratings. Take the time to click through all the books that I've read on that highlights tab, and I give my honest opinion and my honest rating of the books. But a lot of those books are self-help books that have helped me to retrain my mind into a more positive mindset. So yeah, I'm not guaranteeing that these methods will work for you in the same way that they work for me, but you guys asked, so I'm answering, and I hope that you guys attempt to incorporate some of these things into your day-to-day life, and I hope that they have a positive impact. And if not, keep researching, keep looking and finding things to add to your mental health toolkit that work for you. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it somewhat helpful, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye! 'Cause I'm not just a pretty girl.